Hi everyone, and this is Shelly with Life Creates Art, and Happy New Year. This is such a wonderful time to be alive. 2020, we have 2020 clear vision for the future, and it's an exciting time to be alive. So the first thing we're going to do this year is we are going to get outside. We're going to get outside and be really creative. And today I'm going to show you some things that you can do that's really easy to just grab your art and take it outside. So first, the things you'll need are obviously your paints, but how are you going to carry them? Well, something that I got was this little makeup case. Some things you can carry your makeup in, but I just carry some of my paints. All I do is I grab a few essential paints. I know I'm not going to do big, huge portraits out there. I'm just going to be painting for a little while. So I grab this, and of course I can fit more paints in there. And also, if you need a bigger one, you get a bigger one. If you don't have one of these, you don't need to go to the expense of getting this, then use a Ziploc bag. No big deal. Look, we're not looking at being fancy here. We're looking at getting outside and being creative and painting. That's what it's all about. Getting outside of your four walls and your studio. Things can get monotonous. And I really want you to be outside. The vitamin D, the sunshine, even though right now it's cloudy, that's okay. Breathe in the fresh air and breathe in, listen to the birds, walk by trees and look at the texture of the trees. Get outside and enjoy the air. So now, use a Ziploc bag. Next thing you're obviously going to need is something to carry your paint brushes in. Again, you don't have this, use a Ziploc bag. I got this at Michael's, and it's just a little thing that you just slip your brushes in, and when you carry your brushes home, this just flips over, and then you roll it up. Be careful not to hit my microphone. My husband gets, you hit your microphone. And you roll it up, and then you tuck it in. Now, next you will need just some sort of a paint rag. And I like to use this because, of course, you don't bring a lot of paper towels around because you don't want to be littering, but I do bring some paper towels besides this towel, just because if I have a big spill, I do want some extra paper towels around. But I'd be sure you clean them up and be sure you throw things away. Don't leave a big footprint where you go, because of course we don't want to litter. We don't want any animals eating what you have left behind. Now protect your clothing, of course. So you want to roll up and bring your apron, of course. Now, nice way to do this, don't wad it up. You can fold it, and then roll it, just like this. Roll it as tightly as you can, and it will fit in a very small space. And just take these ties and roll them up all around, and it's very compact. And also your cup. Now, I didn't have a small bottle of water, but I do have my big bottle of water, and I'm gonna go grab that for you right now. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna need is obviously a cup to rinse out your brushes. Now, the cup is gonna need some water. Bring a bottle of water. Not only can you sip on your water, but you can use it to fill your cup. And always stay hydrated when you're out painting, because believe it or not, painting is work. And you're going to be sitting there in the sun when you have it. Remember to also bring your sunscreen, because even though you may have some clouds, the sun is peering through and you might get sunburned. Now, how do you hold up your canvas? I have this little tabletop easel, and it's about this big, and it just opens up and sits on a table. If you want to go to a park that has a little table, and that way you have a seat right there, and you just set this up on a table, and you don't have to bring your own chair. I love these, and I use them for little art students. Otherwise, I just carry my own easel. This is one that I used for years and years and years. It's very old, but it's also really, really light and easy to carry. And this is the one I'm actually going to be working on today, this painting. Now, to carry all of these things, I have, it's actually an old Samsonite bag. I used this for business when I worked at the funeral home and sold pre-arrangements. And I have lots of different pockets that I can use, but I just store all of my art things in here, and it fits very nicely. And there we go. We are ready to go out and do some painting. Don't need that. I am going to, my black and white paint is a little bit big, so I'm gonna put it in a Ziploc because I don't want this to spill. I like my paints to be contained. That way it doesn't spill into my bag. If you don't have a bag like this, we're all very familiar with bags like this. Just use a bag like this. My goodness, like I said, we're not trying to be fancy here. We're just trying to get out and be creative and see the world. So drive to the beach and set up your canvas, see the world. All right, we're gonna go out and paint. So this is exactly what I'm talking about, just being out in all of this beauty. We're at a park and I've got all of this gorgeous, gorgeous beauty to look at and sit and paint. And I chose this gorgeous tree, which I believe just beams with life and to paint by. And so I also come up close to trees. Yes, I'm a tree hugger. I am a tree hugger. I love trees. And I believe they have a lot of life and certainly a lot of history. But I also enjoy the texture of the trees. And I love the different colors. And I look and I see look at this beautiful texture in this tree. And I come up and I touch it and I feel it. And I will take a photograph of this and I will try to mimic this in my art. So nature can really, really expand your creativity. It can expand your art. And even if you look to the side over here, and I'll have Jason take a picture of it, you can see the many, many layers that this tree has. And it's just a gorgeous shot. It gives you a real idea of what you can do with your art. So I'm gonna go on, I'm gonna start painting and then I'll be right back. So sometimes when you're getting things ready, you forget things. Like I forgot a palette. What am I gonna put my paint on? That's okay. I brought this plastic bag, and so I'm going to use this as a palette. Now, fortunately, I'm also at a park. So what I could probably do is go up to some people. I'm sure they've got an extra paper plate that I can use, but that's okay. This is what you do. You improvise, and we're okay with that. So don't forget a palette. Don't forget a paper plate. Gonna paint now. Isn't nature wonderful? I am so thrilled to be out in the fresh air, enjoying the beautiful sunshine, even the clouds. It's so wonderful to listen to the children playing in the background and families enjoying themselves, listening to the birds chirp. The air is so fresh and wonderful to breathe in as I create. Sometimes families will even come by and they'll ask me questions and they'll watch me paint. And it's so wonderful to be able to share with them what I do and answer their questions. I encourage you to get outside and paint and create in the fresh air. It's so wonderful to get outside and create. See things new and fresh. I guarantee that it will expand your creativity. and it's so incredibly peaceful. And this is Shelly with Life Creates Art, encouraging you to get outside and create.